Hello everybody, this is Backblast. Here I am again on Planet Zoo and we're looking at our recreation of Burger Zoo. Today we've got a brand new tiger enclosure. As you can see, it's in front of us. It's quite a large enclosure. It's taken me quite a while to do this. We do currently have 2 tigers in here. And hopefully it's a good representation of the actual enclosure at Burger Zoo. So let's just I'll take you around the perimeter a little bit, and then we'll show you some of the bits and bobs that go to make it up. So let's start out with here. This is the main viewing area on the outside at the bottom of the enclosure, and you can see into there. There is a water area for the tigers to play around in. You can see there's one wandering about in there at the moment. And then if we wander up the path, as you can see, I've not done the right hand side, we've only done the side with the enclosure on, but we can walk up the path and get up towards the other viewing area for the tigers, which gives you a good view out down the enclosure and across towards what I presume is an old tiger house, although I'm not sure if they still use that as a tiger enclosure house and sleeping area. I'll show you that a little bit more when we come to it. There is a kind of little indoor area that the tigers can get into here to sleep, which isn't their main house. Their main house is situated away from the enclosure, and I'll take you down and round to that now. We'll go around the outside to start off with, and then I'll show you from the other side when we've had a look at the building. So this is the way the enclosure works. So there's a large area up here where the tigers can run free. We've already seen the water area, the main viewing area. There's an underground passage runs underneath the enclosure. I'll take you through that in a little bit. And there's a bit underneath here with a snake in it. But the actual tiger sleeping area is down here, and it's in this building. So you can see there's a large cage runs all the way down. Now if you actually play the game and you want this park for yourself and you put tigers in, the tigers can use this, so they can get out of the enclosure, they can come down and into the sleeping area. Now I must say, actually, I think that I've not quite got this bit right. I think the main gate in is here for the keepers, and I need to maybe just change a few things. I need to just go and check a few bits. But as it stands, I'm leaving it until I can find exactly where the entrance is. But I suspect it's here, and the pathway comes in that way rather than this way. Let's have a look at the sleeping area. So if I can just, we'll just lift this off for you so you can have a quick look inside. As I said, this is usable by the tigers. They can get down this runway here and into the sleeping area. In fact, there we go. Brilliant. I didn't see him come down, or her come down, but there we go. They can get in and out of that. And that's a good representation. In reality, this is actually, I think, 3 different enclosures, and there's a gate in between. So each tiger has its own entrance and exit gate in and out to that run that runs up and down. But I've made it into one large enclosure for our representation. The other thing that I know I've definitely not got quite right is these ropes. So in reality, they do work like this, but the rope doesn't go all the way to this wall. It actually comes down here and is on the outside of the fence work. I will change that at some point, but I made it like that thinking I was right, and then when I saw some videos, I realized I hadn't quite got it there or thereabouts, but there you go. And that's a little bit where the keepers can get in, and there is actually a keeper walkway underneath the concrete, so they can get in there. They don't tend to use it very much, simply because the entrance to the enclosure is way up here. So I'll show you that. So this is the keeper area that we've just seen. This is the run that the tigers use to get out to the enclosure, which is usable. I think this is another off-show cage, and it has a roof on it, but I've not put the roof on because it would have looked either too busy or not very realistic. I might put some concrete and some climbing bits in there just to make it look as though the tigers might use it. There is a little walkway over there as well. And this is where we go up into the enclosure. So the tigers again can come in and out through there as they like. It is all usable. So inside the enclosure we have what I presumed is an old tiger area. If you look down on it from Google Maps and things, there is a meshwork in there, and there's actually 2 doors in here. It just looked better with the one on. The enclosure, there's nothing particularly exciting about it. There's a little bit of gradient. There's quite a lot of logs and a lot of foliage in the actual enclosure. And as I said, there's a water area down at this end for the tigers to play in, which is all good. So if we continue our walk around the outside of the enclosure, I'll take you back around this way, past the sleeping hut. So if we come round to this path over here, so obviously there'll be another enclosure in here eventually, and it'll have fences and it'll all look a lot nicer than this. But if you walk down here, there's a little bit where you go into this underground passageway, which, as I said, I think that might have been originally a tiger house. It may still be used. I don't know. Maybe the zoo will let me know. I don't know. And inside here we have there's actually I think I've put a boa in there, or it might be a python. It's definitely a snake. It's definitely there. I think this is a lot lighter than the real one. If you ever see the real one, it looks quite dark in here with the lights across the roof and a few lights along the floor, and there's a few benches and things. I don't honestly know if there's anything else in here or other than that snake. And then you wander out at this end, which is part of the rock work at the other end of the enclosure. But it is all fully underground underneath the enclosure, which is really cool. So that's about it. I think it's a good representation. I think I've done a pretty good job on it. As I said, there's a couple of bits that I will change, like the ropes inside the keeper's house, and also probably the entrance to the keeper's house needs changing as well. The path's not quite right. But the enclosure itself, I think I've done a really good job of. I think it's a good representation of the actual enclosure. And it will be available with version 1 when I put this zoo onto the Steam Workshop. So I hope you like the enclosure. Please let me know in the comments if you do or you don't. And I'll be back soon with another video. My name's Backblast. I'll catch you next time.